Hey Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Kind of tell me how's everything been going as far as boxing goes.
So for the most part, everything's going pretty good. I'm definitely getting a lot out of my maximizing my training sessions with my trainer Julio. However, recently, like with just sparring, I've been feeling. I've been having some panic attacks and kind of feeling anxiety a little bit right before he rings the bell to start our sparring sessions.
Okay. That's usually kind of normal. Kind of bring me back to where do you feel like where do you feel like it's actually coming from? Is it more of a preparation thing? Is it more of a like where do you feel like it's kind of stemming from?
I really don't know because I feel like once I'm in the ring, I do really great. Knowing that I'm gonna go up against somebody that's potentially more qualified, faster, stronger, bigger than I am. So initially, after the initial bell rings, I'm usually pretty good. But it's just leading up to it. I think I just have an anxiety, the fear of the unknown, and not knowing how long this person has been boxing and if I can actually defeat them.
Okay. So it's not a situation of preparation. It's more of a situation of trying to outthink your opponent.
Yes, and
Right.
being like on the spot, like actually believing that I can actually get it done. It's not that I didn't prepare for it, but what if I fail myself, or what if I don't do what I practice, or that she comes out with a different strategy and it's not something that I'm prepared to defend.
Okay. So basically, there's a kind of a trick that kind of goes along with that. Um, have you ever heard of a process called thought stopping?
No.
Okay, so how what it's kind of based in is trying to keep your complete concentration on everything that's positive that's around you. So more so than the situation of you focusing on how big the opponent is or how fast it is that she is or whatever the situation is, you start to focus on your actual attributes. So it's more so a situation of trying to figure out a keyword to actually make it to where you don't start to think about that actual process as far as you feeling the angst that goes along with that person being bigger or smaller or anything along those lines. So what I want to do is I want you to actually close your eyes for me, and I want you to actually reenact in your mind you actually walking up the steps into the actual ring. Okay. Um, what take me through what it is that you're actually thinking before, like after you step into the actual ring, you go underneath the ropes or whatnot, you step in, and what's going through your mind as you're actually taking in that actual environment.
Okay. So one of the first things that goes through my mind is I try to hype myself up and just tell myself that I prepared for this. I'm as about as prepared as I'm gonna be. I got this down to a science. I've accomplished a lot. I've come a long way from where I first started, and that I'm the best, and that I make minimum errors. So I am pretty calm up until that point, and then as soon as I try not to make direct eye contact with my opponent at first because I just want to take in the moment and just really um, visualize the outcome of the fight, my hand being raised and me being declared the winner. And then when I actually do look at my opponent in the eyes, she kind of intimidates me for some reason, and I don't know why.
Okay, so everything is perfect in the aspect of the words of affirmation that you're kind of going through on a consistent basis, leading up to the flip in your actual thought process and you feeling intimidated whenever you look into her eyes. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of a word that you can consistently say either under your breath or you can chant as you actually are going through those positive affirmations of you being declared a winner, of you being raised victorious, that you've had all the preparation that you need. I need you to come up with one word that makes it so that you actually get fired up the way that you just said so. So what would that one word be?
Resilient.
Resilient.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is every time it is that you get to the end of that poll, like you were doing, like you were spewing it out, you were, I had great preparation. I feel great about the fight. Everything is coming along the way that I need it to actually come. Once you get to that end of that poll, and you start to get to the point of thinking about you looking at that person, the other person in the eyes, I want you to start to chant that same word.
Okay.
All right. So that's one way to kind of go about it. How I look at it, just because being a former athlete myself, I look at it from the standpoint of trying to stop a negative thought process as a whole is almost too hard to do so. So I go based off of imagery, right? So there's a different thought process that goes along with imagery, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to open your eyes, and what we're gonna do is I want you to focus on your hands. Put your hands out in front of you, and I want you to focus on your hands with your thumbs up. I want you to focus on each thumb as you are taking in all of the negativity that you have, right? And what I want you to do is I want you to take in the deepest breath that you possibly can in through your mouth, as deep as you possibly can, and I want you to make an animal like loud yell that you possibly can, and I want you to exert all of that negativity that you have in you. On the deep breath in, I want you to take in as much positivity as you were just going about, and saying that I want to take in all of these words of affirmation and all of this positivity on the deep breath in. On the out, I want you to let go of everything that's negative that's around you with that animal cry. Whatever it is, a yell, a pat on the chest, whatever it is that you want to do. What we're gonna do is you're gonna take a breath in on a 5 count, and I want you to let that breath out as violent as you possibly can. All right. So you want me to count? You want to count?
You can count.
Okay. So we're gonna go on 5, and then let it out as violent as you possibly can. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let it out. There we go. All right. So every time it is that you get into that situation of you thinking about having to look at that other person across the actual ring, I want you to take that into consideration. Whether it's you roar in her face or you say that chant, that resilience over and over and over again, and until you actually start to feel your level of anxiety kind of come back down. All right. Other than that, these are 2 things you can kind of play around with, and I want you to keep me updated on how it is that actually is going about.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So basically, what we are a testament to with these actual parameters that we put into place, we displayed the process of thought stopping from chapter 16 involving concentration. Also, as an alternative strategy, we touched on imagery from chapter 13 and how visualization tactics can help with clearing the mind and keeping focus. Ultimately, I thought combining thought stopping and imagery would effectively reduce anxiety to help her refocus on her skill set during the competition. I know those are kind of not the 2 most thought about putting together chapters or process to actually help somebody, but I felt like those 2 would help in this situation. I'm Joseph Herman. Thank you.